Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Harambe's Bauble podcast, the Magic the Gathering podcast. I'm one of your hosts, DC. Joining me, per usual, is my good buddy, Will. What's up, Will?
What's up, man? I'm currently just dying right now, trying to keep it together. We got back from Disney over the weekend, and of course, when you have that many hundreds and thousands of people all just
Yeah.
mingling, someone was bound to get sick, and I pulled the straw on that one. So
Oof. It's episode
we're hanging in
19, by
there,
the way. COVID-19, if you will.
COVID-19 strikes again.
Let's hope you don't have that
Now
because we're supposed to be playing Magic in a couple days. So,
I know. No, I'm sure I'll be fine. Just, inject myself with a few steroids or something. We'll be good. We'll figure it out.
yeah. Well, my house has been sick while you were gone anyway. All the kids were sick. Somehow, wifey and I dodged it. So I'm stoked about that. But yeah, not
Immune
great.
system of gold over there. Yeah,
You're telling
no,
me.
that's tough.
Shouts out! I'm wearing my West Ham t-shirt. Shouts out! They had a huge win today. They are just now they're tied for the final slot, being out of relegation. So all they have to do is win next week, or have Forest lose and us tie, and we would take over the. Well, we wouldn't take over. Would be out of relegation zone, which is huge considering how terrible this season has been. So, talk a little sports ball.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pickleball, right? Professional pickleball.
No, we're talking EPL, baby.
I just
talking EPL, English Premier League, for those of y'all who don't know. But yeah, we had pre-release this weekend for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so that was a thing. I didn't get to
Did you get a
go.
pre-release kit?
No, I didn't get to go. I think I will buy a pre-release kit. I'm gonna get that, and whenever the pizza box comes out, I'm gonna get that too. That doesn't actually get released for another couple weeks, so I might go this weekend and pick up a pre-release kit just because, just to crack some for camera.
Yeah. No, that'd be cool. There's I don't know. I mean, I think we were going back and forth a little bit on Discord about how this set's playing out, and I agree that, it seems like there's a lot of variance on a lot of the characters that's maybe not really telling a story, like what you and Dan were saying, but there
Yeah.
are some individual cards that look pretty cool that
Yeah.
I think are going to be pretty nice in some of our decks. And so I'm with you. I'm just honestly going to be excited to buy some sealed product for the first time in a few sets and crack a few.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
love
see what we get.
turtles. I love turtles, so I'm definitely gonna crack a few for sure. But just overall, the set, I'm not really hyped for it, just from a playable perspective. Limited wise, it didn't really look that fun, to be honest. So I'm actually okay with not going to the pre-release, despite loving the turtles. And then, I just think it's not a very strong set for commander specifically. There's a lot of good commanders, but not very many that are very good for the 99, in my opinion. Which, I'm not really in the market for building more commander decks right now. Not for a good while. Not until Doctor Doom.
Yeah, I mean, you've got what, like 4 or 5 in the queue right now that you're working on? Not even in
Well,
the queue, but that are just in development.
yeah, so I just finished. I mean, I could probably. I mean, you can always get cards to upgrade stuff, but I just finished Gwenum fully where I want it. I just finished the Ghoul, which I'll talk about here in a minute. I just finished Cranko. I just finished Allies, and then I still eventually want to build the Crustacean Boy, but who knows
Yes.
when I'll have a chance to build him. And then I'm working on another secret deck, which don't know when I'm going to have the
Cool.
time to build on as well, but man, it's a lot.
Yeah, you got a lot going on over there. My 2 decks that I'm working on don't really seem like it's that much when you say all that.
It's just my super ADHD kicking in. I can't do one thing. I have to do multiple things at once.
That's fair. I feel like I've kind of just hit a point where I just if I see a commander that pops out, in the next set or two, really pops out, I might make another deck, but I've just got so much more work I want to get done with the rat deck in particular, and even just Toph. I've gotten some upgrades, but I just need to get more reps in. So I think I'm just going to kind of hang back for a little bit unless something really, blows me away. But
Well,
just
obviously,
try to refine a couple.
yeah, a couple things. Obviously, we're not in Banana Studios right now because Will is sick, unfortunately. And you noticed last week we didn't do a podcast because he was out of town, which you guys knew about. But yeah, we played some games. We played some games after the pod last time, and talking about deck building, it was very gratifying for me because we played two games, and I played allies, and I won with
Yeah,
allies.
easily the best I've ever seen allies for sure.
Really? You
It
really
went
think
off.
so? That's the best you've ever seen allies?
No, like for your deck
Oh,
specifically.
gotcha. I was like,
Yeah,
dang. Uh, no, for sure. The upgrades definitely helped. I took a lot of time thinking about it and crafting that deck and seeing it actually perform really well. Like I said, super satisfying, super gratifying. I was really happy about that. And then the second game, I played Krinko, and Krinko popped off.
yeah. What was that Pharaoh? Something of the
Throne,
throne of the
a Throne of the God Pharaoh.
crazy,
Uncommon. That card
insane.
goes hard. That card goes hard. Yeah, for
I
those who
need that
don't
for the
know.
rats.
Yeah, for those who don't know, at your end step, it deals damage to each opponent for each tap creature you control. So in
Insane.
a goblins deck where everything has haste based on a goblin that I already had out on the board and creating how many goblins did I have on the board? Like 80 some at that point.
It was a lot. Yeah, it was insane. And the thing that was crazy in both of those games, no one had like any removal.
Dude,
Like the first game we played, which I mean, Dan didn't think I felt like it went on at least 20 turns. Maybe it didn't, but it felt like it was
it
at
felt
least
like it.
20 turns. But I mean, no one other than me had any removal through at least the first 10. And the only removal I had was targeted. So it was like, what are the odds of, playing with five people and no one no one has any board wipe? But I
Yeah.
mean that was what was needed for allies to pop off, man. And I was glad to see that it did, because I know when we first were talking, when you were started making that deck, you were like, man, like a lot of these allies suck. And they do. Like when they're just a single ally on the battlefield, most of them are not good.
Yeah.
But when you have 5, 10, 15 allies,
Yeah.
and they're all saying if this or another ally enters, do X, Y, and Z, whew, I mean, the triggers are just going bananas.
Yeah, because at one point I had Pam Harmonicon on the board as well, so I was getting multiple triggers a
Yeah,
turn with Katara and Pan Harmonicon, and I had Sokka's Charge, which for an allies deck is honestly a must. That card is bonkers. Attacking allies you control get 1/1 and double strike. Is that right, or just double strike?
lifelink, right?
Lifelink and double
Lifelink and double
strike.
strike.
Yeah, lifelink.
Insane,
Yeah,
dude. You had like 250 life, like you were just blowing us away. It was
I
insane.
had insane
It was
amounts of
cool to
life.
see.
Yeah, but like you said, there was no board wipe, and honestly, I wasn't finishing the game either. That's why they kept going on because people had chump blockers and I didn't have trample. So I was,
Yeah.
I was killing creatures by people blocking, but I don't know. It was just a weird circumstance of events that led to
And
that.
it's kind of hard too when you have like five, when you're playing against four opponents, because then it's
Yeah,
like resources start to just get stretched thin of like, you don't want to overinvest in one and then the table gang up on you and just
yeah,
take you out or something like that. So that was kind of an added challenge thrown in the mix of just having that fourth opponent.
yeah. Sokka's Charge got taken out by Ian. He took out that and my other enchantment that gave my allies. It was Toph and
Oh yeah.
Katara.
Tales of
Yeah,
Katara and Toph.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that
Such a cool
combo
card too.
was pretty hard to deal with for folks. Yeah. So I also have Throne of the God Pharaoh, and it's a rare, not an uncommon. I lied. Throne of the God Pharaoh, but it's only a $5 card. I also have that in Qatar allies because again, all those allies I make, if I can hit that on the board and get to my instep, that's pretty tough to deal with. But I digress. Tell of Katara and Toph. It's only a $2.50 card. Creatures you control have whenever this creature becomes tapped for the first time during each of your turns, put a 1/1 counter on it. So I was getting multiple 1/1 counters because, as people were arguing about like, oh, it doesn't, creatures aren't triggering this enchantment. It's an enchantment that's getting triggered. And I'm like, we're both like, read the enchantment. It says creatures you control have. So they are actually triggering that. So they were getting double counters every turn. And yeah, getting real big. Hada Freeblade started out as a 1/2, and then by the time it got taken out, it was what, like a 40 something another.
Massive, yeah. But it's like you said, it was like you didn't have trample, so
No.
thankfully I was able to just like make enough rats to stay alive.
Yeah.
Poor Sam was just taking blasts to the face.
He wouldn't block. He didn't want to block. He's like, he's like, yeah, but if I don't have my commander, my deck doesn't work. And I'm like, just recast it. Like, the whole point is I'm attacking you to try to get that off the board. You don't have to die. He just was taking it.
And like, okay. I totally forgot about that too. Like he was the only one that did have a board wipe.
Yeah.
But he had that, what was it, like All Is Dust?
All Is Dust.
Like, is it you destroy all non-artifact creatures?
No,
is that
it's
what it is?
All multicolored permanent, or all colored permanents.
Okay, but then he had that one card that was like preventing, was it not Mycosynth Lattice?
I can't remember.
Was it Mycosynth Lattice?
I've slept since then, dog.
Yeah, Mycosynth Lattice, all cards all cards that aren't on the battlefield, spells and permanents, are colorless. Yeah. So he had Mycosynth Lattice out there, so everything was colorless, so he couldn't board
which
is kind
of... Oh man. But yeah, there were a couple fun games. For sure. Got to see rats. I mean, you could have popped off pretty hard there towards the end of that game, but Sam had been knocked out for a while, so I think people were just ready to get it over with, and my board state was just kind of hard to deal with at that point.
Yeah, and it was one of those things where I just kind of felt like, and I'm sure you probably had these games too, where it was just like I was like 1 or 2 mana behind, like every turn, like what I needed to like really make progress.
Worst feeling.
And so it kind of was like I was just biding time, but I couldn't quite get enough mana to kind of really build much of a strategy. So
yeah, it's one of those things where, I have these 2 spells in my hand. If I can cast them at the same time, I can do some damage, but you can't get the mana for it, and it's like, oh gosh.
Right.
And you don't.
So it's like, all right, I could cast one of those 2, maybe risk it getting blown up before I can get, both pieces out, or I guess I could play this third piece that'll just bide a little more time. And so that was kind of like what I was doing most of the game, but that's all right. We'll regroup. The whole mono black thing is totally brand new for me, and I've been spoiled as a mono green lover in my ramp spells. So I've got a lot to learn about ramping outside of green.
Yeah,
but we'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
Speaking of black, Year of the Swamp, baby. I talked about the Ghoul and having that deck built already, and I just was missing the Ghoul Gunslinger, the card itself, as my commander. Well, she came in, baby. Got the secret layer for Fallout 33, Beyond Vault for 33. So I cracked that open. It's on TikTok if you guys want to watch that, and on YouTube. The bonus card for that particular secret layer is Academy Manufacturer, which I was really happy with, because it's just a very useful card, and the treatment's just really nice too.
The art on that is so cool.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty stoked about that. Very stoked to try it out.
Bring it out Friday.
I am. I'm going to start off with it. Yep.
Nice. Yep. Okay. Nice. That'll be cool to see. Zombies, right? All zombie themed.
Zombies. Well, yeah. I mean, like goblins, it is tribal to an extent. I've got some pieces that aren't zombies or ghouls, because it's either zombies or ghouls, but they're for utility, like the Cutthroat. What's his name? Zillaport Cutthroat.
Yeah, Zillaport Cutthroat.
Yeah. So like him, he's not a zombie, but it's a nice potential game ender.
Good synergy.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So It's gonna be interesting, because a lot of rad counters, a lot of graveyard play, which I've really never done very much. So that's gonna be something new for me.
Okay. Love it. We've been both getting pretty heavy into the whole aristocrat thing lately. It's been kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, it just plays into combos for me, right? I love playing combos,
Yeah.
and Aristocrats loves the combo, so it just really fits into my wheelhouse very very nicely. Yeah, but going back, talking a little bit about deck building or whatever, and so there is one card I did go ahead and order because it's only $2 card, and it's for Krenko, and it's not a goblin, but it is a mutant berserker turtle, and that's slash reptile rampager. This card is gonna go so hard in Krenko. I mean, it could just end the game if I have it on the board, depending on how many goblins I have, obviously, that I can create, with Krenko's tap ability. So slash reptile rampager is 3 anything and 2 red, or 3 generic, 2 red. Legendary creature alliance. Whenever another creature you control enters, slash deals 2 damage to each opponent. So, like I said, just having him on the battlefield can win me the game. Whenever slash attacks, create a 2/2 red mutant creature token. So, it's a 7/5, which is pretty beefy for a 5-mana card anyway. So it kind of protects itself just by being its space 7/5, but you could also get it at potential another 2 damage across the board if you have something to give it haste right away, like what's it called, fervor, I think it's called. Yeah, fervor. So just having something like that on the board, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
And
lot
I
of
just
fun.
realized this too tonight when we were talking about that it's kind of like a more budget friendly version of Perforos, God of the Forge, with just that idea of like whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. But Perforos is like a $25. It's one of the indestructible
But I
god cards. You got that one
but
too?
I also have that in Krenko.
Okay. Okay. I'll just shut up then. Damn.
So imagine having both of those on the board for me.
Both of them.
Oof.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah, speaking of deck building too, I went ahead and ordered a copy of that Ninja Pizza for Corvold. Very
Yeah.
excited. I got the email today that it shipped, and I'm loving that. There's a couple of cards that are in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set that have really good like food synergies.
Yeah.
Kind of cool to see.
Yeah, they I mean, like I said, there's definitely some cool cards in the set, don't get me wrong, but it is a small set, which is honestly probably a good thing. There's just too many turtles. Like it's kind of like Spider-Man where it's all about spiders, it's all about turtles, which is fine, but
Yeah,
overall, honestly, from first glance, it feels like Spider-Man had cards in it that are going to mean more long term than the Ninja Turtle set personally. I don't know. Could be wrong about
yeah.
that. Just my initial analysis.
It definitely does feel like it's more similar to Spider-Man, of just like that smaller set, a lot of bonus sheet material,
That is the one
but the
thing.
occasional banger.
The bonus sheet for this set is ballin'. I mean, it's real good. So I will give it that credit. I mean, that one rat, first time ever reprinted.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna need that for sure. The ash coat,
Yeah.
whatever it is, but now it's Master Splinter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy because that the only time that had been printed previously was one of the jump starts, and I mean, I don't know. Going off of what Dan was saying, he said that it had, I guess, a pretty low pull rate, which explains why it was like $75,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Not
So,
ideal, that's for sure.
no, that's proxy territory for me,
Yeah.
for sure.
And then doubling seasons also on the bonus sheet. Just a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff on that bonus sheet. Makes me want to crack a couple of the collector boosters just to test my luck.
For sure.
Plus, I mean, the art's really good. The art is really good. The last thing I'll say about
Yeah.
Turtles, there was a secret layer that was dropped for a totally tubular secret layer for the Ninja Turtles, and it does not appear that people are buying it. And it's probably because the cards themselves are not very good cards. Like the art's all really cool for the most part. I don't really like the VHS ones. I think those are corny. But like the Kevin Eastman art is really really sick. And honestly, I thought about getting them just because I like Kevin Eastman, and he's been at conventions I've been to, and he may be coming to one I'm going to this year. And I thought about getting it just to have him sign a couple of those. I thought that would be really cool.
That would be cool. Yeah, I've been seeing on social media, it seems like a lot of people, I mean, people have been upset about Universes Beyond since last year, but there were a lot of people in the comments, at least, that are just really shitting on like the art and the quality, and I don't know. It's starting to get so toxic, man. Like even so many of the influencer magic influencer pages
Yeah.
are just like rage baiting people into like starting fights over is this AI art, or should WotC stop doing this? And I get it, you're trying to improve your engagement, do what you got to do to get your little money, but it's like it's just getting toxic,
It
of
is.
like everyone just constantly complaining. And just a friendly reminder, you don't have to engage in it if you don't want to. You
Yeah.
can just sit it out.
And obviously
And
there are cards that people are going to want for their decks. Well, just buy those specific cards, buy the singles, and don't, if you don't like it, don't support by buying the actual product. Just buy the singles that you want to buy.
right.
Speak with your
Because
wallet.
as we talked
If you're really that
about
mad about it.
last episode, I mean, Universes Beyond is selling way more than any within universe set has sold. And I saw this thing recently where I think it might have been the CEO that mentioned that, and not maybe not the CEO of Hasbro, but there was someone within WotC. I can't remember who specifically now, but they had mentioned that Spider-Man was actually number 10 in the top selling set of all time, and it's sold more than Edge of Eternities,
Wow.
which is a shame in a lot of ways, but also just goes to show like people are buying it.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as people keep buying it, complaining in comments isn't going to do anything. So they got shareholders to appease, and it's working. I mean,
Yeah.
they're making money.
At,
So
at the end of the day, IPs always sell.
yeah,
So it
yeah,
is what it is. And I mean, I
is
was
what it
guilty of
is.
buying a bunch of Spider-Man just because I love Spider-Man. And I admit the set was not very good, but I still liked it. So sue me. Who cares?
Yeah. And I
Well,
will not allow any slander of The Hobbit when that comes out.
correct. We'll both be fighting people
Coming
off
for
on
people's
that.
heads for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're both avid Lord of the Rings fans. Dan as well. Dan would also come for your head. So yeah, don't be slandering that set. Be warned. You know,
What's the within universe after Turtles? Do you
uh
remember?
so in universe is gonna be Strixhaven.
That's right.
So it'll be
Strixhaven and then Marvel.
Strixhaven, Marvel, and then Reality Fracture or whatever it's called. I think is what it's called. And then Star Trek. Or no, Hobbit, then Star Trek. Or maybe Star Trek, then Hobbit. I can't remember. But those are the last two sets of the year. I do know that. Yeah.
Strixhaven, man. That's gonna be cool. We gotta
I'm
draft
excited.
that for sure.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, we drafted it the first time.
First time. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a lot of fun for draft. Not very good set overall, but very good draft set. Um, yeah, I'm chomping at the bit for that set as well. I'm excited to revisit the mages of Strixhaven, the schools of Strixhaven. It's our very
Yeah.
own little Harry Potter set. Yeah.
Which, speaking of, I mean, I wonder, there was all that. I think we talked a little bit about it last pod about how, someone from WotC said, like, we don't have a need to go into like the Harry Potter universe right now because we have Strixhaven. But I don't know. I'm still holding out. Still holding out, Hasbro. If you're listening, give me that secret layer drop. I
I
want Dobby as my commander.
I do bet that will happen sooner than later. They can't resist the at least a secret layer
Yeah.
for maybe at the end of the year or something during Christmas time. That seems like something they would do, like reprint some of the ones from School of Mages and the original Strixhaven set, skin them with Harry Potter, and then have a couple of new original cards like Harry and Ron and Hermione, all the big hitters, Voldemort, Hagrid. It's just there's so many good characters. I don't know why they wouldn't do it, to be honest.
Oof, a Hagrid commander deck? Come on. You can't,
Be all about like
can't be mad at that.
beast keeping, so
Beasts and
like
animals and
dragons and dogs and hydras and everything you control get +1/+1. and trample and lifelink and make it Cosmic Spider-Man, but for beasts.
Yeah. But for beasts, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well,
we can
so
dream.
I talked I talked a little bit about, Kevin Eastman being at conventions or whatever, and we're actually planning to go with Dan to the Star City Games SCG Con in Cincinnati. So if you're in the area, it is a free to attend event. There's also a Magic Regional Championship happening there. There's a special ticketed part of it where you can like play in ticketed events like commander events, two-headed giant events, stuff like that. There's also free play areas as well for people that want to do that. But Dan and I are going in. We're gonna play all weekend at the ticketed events, planning to. But I mean, they're gonna have Magic, Flesh and Blood, Lorcana, Riftbound, Star Wars Unlimited, Battle Arena, Sorcery, all sorts of stuff. They also have special guests. They have Rope Arrow. They have Andrea Andrea Raddick. They also have a guy that has been on my Nerd Bites Weekly show before, who's from the area. He's a magic artist. It's Joe Slucher. Really great guy. Does great art. He did the art for Embercleave.
So, right, I remember you telling me about that.
Yep.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yep. So lots of guests. There's going to be some vendors as well. Yeah, but that's going to be May 15th through the 17th. So if you're in the area, we'll be around. Come say hi. Well, we might actually have some surprise stuff to hand out if you come say Harambe's Bauble to our face or something.
Merch, baby.
Yeah.
It's on the way.
We're working on it. We are working on it. But yeah, pretty excited for that event, actually. I know it's not until May, but it's been on my mind. We're getting closer. It's already March.
Yeah, so what are the different commander formats that they're going to have there? And you said two-headed giant. Are they doing like 1v1 stuff as well, or four-person pods?
I know for sure 4-person pods. I know for sure two-headed giants. I don't know about 1v1. I don't know about all the ticketed events. Most of what I know about it, Dan told me about. I don't even know where I can find that information out, to be honest. Let me see if I can, because it it doesn't really
Phone
say.
a friend and just call Dan real quick, put him on speaker.
Yeah, I should.
Tell us everything. Tell us everything, Dan.
Don't say anything else. Just yeah. Yeah. But yeah,
that should be a good time though.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited to play Magic all weekend because I've been jonesing for just like a full on Magic getaway, and I still want to do that where us and some bros go and play Magic all weekend somewhere and do nothing but play Magic. But this is kind of a precursor to that.
For sure. That'll be cool. Well, I don't know if I'll do maybe I'll do the more competitive events, but I'm definitely going to be walking around for sure.
Yeah.
Soaking it all in.
Absolutely. Maybe buy some official Magic art from people like Joe Slucher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do some 1v1s with Tifa in the parking lot or something. I don't know. Come find me.
just creepily. Hey, buddy, come here.
Hey.
Do you play
I need to win.
Do you play Magic? 1v1 me right now. Yeah. Give me a fun time.
And then you'll hear about me on the local news of Northern Kentucky man.
the Tifa Whisperer.
Ooh, okay. I like that. Will the Tifa Whisperer Thatcher. That's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah. I love it. All right, so it's time for everyone's favorite segment, Harambe's Hot Hits. I don't remember who started last time. I think I did. I think it's your turn to start.
Okay.
So we're on number 3 of 5.
Card number 3 tonight. So I guess maybe I'll just do a quick refresher. Not that I have to read them all, but week 1 was Mael's Aria, Week 2 was Earth Shape, and week 3. So, the first two were more kind of just like subjectively cards that I just really love in the deck. And this third one is also one that subjectively I really love, but it's also one that if you're going to make a Toph the First Metal Bender deck, you need to have this card in the deck. And that is Liquid Metal Torque. This card is absolutely insane. And I love it because it's one of those cards that in most decks that you play, you would never run it because it would just be absolutely horrible. But for this deck, ooh baby, strap in. So Liquid Metal Torque, it is too generic. It's an artifact. You can tap it, add a colorless mana to your mana pool, or you can tap it and target non-land permanent becomes an artifact in addition to its other types until end of turn, which is amazing. Toph the First Metal Bender. Obviously, everything with earthbending depends on having lands.
Yeah.
Toph the First Metal Bender adds like that extra layer of, well, now lands and artifacts can get earthbended. And so if you have a way of giving like your enchantments or your non-artifact, non-land creatures, if you can turn them into an artifact, well, now all of a sudden they're eligible to be earthbend, which is just so cool. I mean, my favorite way to use it is on Toph herself, which the visual of which is always kind of funny for me to think about too, of her just earthbending herself, but so useful. I mean, you can just tap, make her an artifact in addition to her other types till end of turn, wait till her end step, trigger, earthbend her, and now you have a nice little thing of protection. So if I don't have Swiftfoot Boots or Lightning Greaves or something like that to protect her, just giving her that extra layer of, because I'm not attacking with her anyway, so
Yeah.
I don't care if her base stats get downgraded from a 3/3 to a 2/2. Who cares? It's just the fact that she's going to be safe for a little while.
Yep.
So useful. And one of my other favorite combos is with Boomy Unleashed, which is kind of a fun, can kind of go near infinite. So Boomy Unleashed has the ability of whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you untap all lands you control. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Only land creatures can attack. So
Mm-hmm.
if you can earthbend him and deal damage with him, well, now he's a land, so he'll untap. And as long as he's not going to die, you can just keep swinging, untap, swing, untap, swing, untap
Mm-hmm.
until the rest of the board's dead, which is kind of cool and very much up my alley of swing, baby, swing. So, uh, yeah, just I mean,
Boomy's such
really,
a good card
it's like
too.
the key. Oh, so cool. Yeah. I mean, so Liquid Metal Torque, it's just like the key that unlocks the entire deck. So now instead of just having, you know, however many lands you have and however many artifacts that you can earthbend, now everything can be fair game, which just depending on your board state can be really nice.
Yeah, man.
Can be really nice.
This card was first printed in Modern Horizons 2 and has only been reprinted once since, and that was in the Brothers War Commander deck. So yeah, that's even for an uncommon, it's hovering around three-ish, $4-ish for that very reason, because it was only been printed once, well, twice, I guess. So pretty wild.
Yeah. And it's just kind of one of those niche cards again that like most decks you wouldn't even blink at it like, no, I'm not going to include this. This is horrible. But in this specific scenario,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
I love speaking of beautiful, I love the artwork on it too. It's very old school, which I love. Looks
Yeah,
like it was printed back
I
in
agree.
the olden days of Magic, and that's really cool. Yeah, man.
Sure.
Yeah, lots of utility with Toph. Crazy, crazy potential with that. Well done, brother. Well done.
What about you? What do you got for us?
All right, so week 1 was um oh gosh, I even forgot the angel. What's her name?
Resplendent Angel,
Thank you.
right?
Good Lord. Yes.
Yeah.
Week 1
No,
was
you're good.
Resplendent Angel. I'm very tired. It's been a hell of a week already, and it's just Wednesday. Um so yeah, that was week 1. Resplendent Angel was week 1, and then week 2 was Flare of Fortitude. So we've got a creature and a protection spell. Since we're doing angels, I wanted to, go heavy into the angels with my 5. I'm still got a couple more surprises on my sleeve with the 5, but I wanted to go with kind of on the same vein as week one with a token generator, and that's Valkyrie Harbinger. Valkyrie Harbinger is a 4 generic to white. It's a creature. It's not legendary, surprisingly. Angel Cleric, flying lifelink. At the beginning of each end step, if you gained 4 or more life this turn, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance. So her herself creates a angel token whenever she deals any kind of combat damage. And the fact that it's at each end step, the beginning of each end step, if you could just have her out as a blocker, you can create on other turns. Kind of similar with Resplendent Angel. I just love creating tokens. You know me. I it's one of my favorite things to do in Magic. And I just think the value for 6 mana is just insane. Creating that many angels, getting so many triggers with Giada. It was only printed in what is that set? We drafted this set too. Kaldheim. It was only printed in Kaldheim originally, and then it's been printed in, let's see, Jumpstart, and that's it. So it's been a promo, it's been in Jumpstart, and it's been in Kaldheim. So, but it's actually pretty cheap. I mean, you can get it for as cheap as $1.35.
Yeah,
And
you can't beat that.
I think this is an auto include for Angels. I just don't see not running this card. And again, if you're in white and you want to generate some tokens, this is a great way to do it. So similar vibes with Resplendent Angel, but I just think this is a great card. And for the money, I'm trying to go with cheaper cards, and I say why not?
Yeah. The fact that the angels have vigilance too, like not just flying, but flying and vigilance is so useful.
Mm-hmm. And again, like I said, just block with her, and she creates them herself on
Right.
each instep. Wild.
And even the tokens, well, I guess you'd have to have a way of giving them lifelink, but you have enough sources of giving other things lifelink in that deck
Yeah,
too, where I mean those tokens can start gaining you life, and that can snowball real quick.
for sure, for sure. So yeah, this has been Harambe's Hot Hits. We still have 2 more weeks left for both Toph and Angels. Um, like I said, I've got something that's a little off the beaten path for me, but I'm excited to reveal next week, and I've got a hard hitting one for my final week. So be on the lookout for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Very nice.
yep. So, something we should touch on real quick is the fact that we do have a TikTok officially now for Harambe's Bauble. It's not just linked to Nerd Bytes anymore. I do still repost everything to Nerd Bytes from the Harambe's Bauble TikTok page, but we have a TikTok for Harambe's Bauble, so please go give that a follow. It's the same as the Instagram, harambe's.bauble. So follow us on both of those, and then pretty soon, whenever I do find a little sliver of time, I'll be making our own separate YouTube channel for it, and hopefully even podcast page on Spotify and everything. So please be on the lookout for all those changes. We're going all in on this thing. So any support we can get, just tell us you hate it. I don't care. Just talk to us about it.
Send us money.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
We're here for it.
Hopefully next week we'll be back in the Banana Studios for episode 2 in Banana Studios.
Yeah, man.
Cooking up some nice background art for us to put together. So
it's not just a
only gonna
beige
get better.
wall,
Yeah, yeah. Just ugly wall. Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working towards it. Obviously, we just do this in our spare time, which we don't have a ton of, especially because I got 3 kids. But yeah, I love what we've done with it so far, and I feel like we're only getting better with time. And if you disagree, please tell us. If you agree or you can think of anything we can do better, please tell us, because we want to grow this thing. So, well, I don't have anything else. Do you, Will? Oh, okay. Well, okay. Bye.